was the first railway, right?
No.
No?
Okay.
Was
Just
not?
to not. Yeah, the first railway actually is in Johor. Utopia.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum. Welcome to the first episode of Chasing Utopia, brought to you by the Department of Urban and Regional Planning, Faculty of Built Environment, Universiti Malaya, and our student society, Urban Malaya. Okay, where's the logo? Urban Malaya. So this is the first podcast brought to you by Urban Planning School in Malaysia. So yay to that. I am Yong Adilah, your host for today, where we are going to have different hosts every episode. And thank you for having me as the first host of this podcast. So with us today, none other our distinguished and respected Prof. Media Industry Town Planner Haji Jamil Ahmad. Okay, applause.
Hey.
Okay, so in our first podcast, so before we are going to talk about a lot of stuff in this Chasing Utopia podcast. So since this is the first podcast from the Urban Planning School in Malaysia, we are going to talk, of course, about town planning history. We're going to talk about environmental issues. We're going to talk about history. We're going to talk about heritage. We're going to talk a lot of things. We are going to invite all the great town planners in Malaysia to this studio. And before I ask the first question to our first panelist of this podcast, may I introduce him a little bit. I know he would introduce himself. So, Town Planner Haji Jamil Ahmad, okay, he is now a Professor Media Industry in Universiti Malaya. And other than that, he is now the member of Standing Committee of Malaysia Institute of Planners, MIP, and also the Extension of Planning Appeal Board member of Kuala Lumpur. Other than that, he was the council member of Accreditation Committee and was also the member of the Federal Territory of Kuala Lumpur Planning Appeal Board. Alright, so without further ado, okay, we don't want to waste a lot of time in our first podcast. I would like to throw Haji the first question. Ta-da! So what is the first question in our podcast? Okay, let me scroll a bit. Go up. Okay. So the first podcast is all about typing. So I'm from Taiping, right? So this is going to be so cliche. But, and Haji Jamil, fortunately and wonderfully, is from Taiping as well. So the first question is about Taiping historical factors and what really shaped Taiping's urban planning, and actually how do they influence you as a town planner. You've been a town planner for like 40 years, and one of the earliest town planner in Malaysia came from Taiping, right? We have a lot from Taiping,
Yeah.
of course. So but you can share that with us. So how do that, Taiping being the first modern city in Malaysia, and how do that influence you as a town planner?
Okay.
Thank you.
It's a big question and actually deserve a big answer. But I think I will try to cut it short for our purpose here. I am an alumni of UM, Universiti Malaya. I was a graduate on geography, and I did my town planning masters in Strathclyde University in Scotland. But that is not another story. We talk about Taiping, which has the most number of town planners
In Malaysia.
Almost like when we kira about 20 over practicing planners come from Taiping,
Including me.
Including. So there's a lot in academia, in a lot of.
Yeah.
Okay, so Taiping being the first colonial, first capital under the British rule in Perak. Before it was in Belanja, in the southern part. That's where all the panglima, So after the Treaty of Pangkor, they agreed to Captain Speedy. Captain Speedy was the one who dictate where actually the Taiping sekarang lah, which is near the prison, because of tin. Previously, the tin was discovered by Ngah Ibrahim and Long Jaafar. The story about the elephant. nama larut.
Garut, yeah.
So
The elephant.
One day the elephant tu ada tin ingot or something silvery at the lake.
Mm-hmm.
So they discovered actually it was tin. So then the British came in and look at it as a huge potential in the economy lah.
Opportunity.
And it was given to the area was given to these few Chinese Kongsi, that's the story of. So because of that, the influence and the town was developed accordingly. Grid iron, and then in the first place it was related to tin, and then later on the marketplace. That's the thing. So my late dad was from the railway. She was a station master in Taiping. So
It was the first railway, right?
no. Okay.
It was
Just
not?
Not. Yeah, the first railway actually is in Johor.
Really?
Yeah, you know that there's a Johor wooden railway company?
No, I didn't know that.
No, so not many people know. See, because that time all the rail track tu was done by wood. Dia tak ada iron.
Oh.
Dia from Johor Bahru to Pulai, sampai in Pulai. Used to carry all this kangkar kan. So that was the first. So the Sir Abu Bakar dulu, he went to UK and Ireland and brought back that. So dia buat the track. Unfortunately, the track decayed over time. It was actually 10 years before 1881. Johor has already got the first railway system, So I need to acknowledge that.
Okay.
So when the technology changed and from wooden track to iron rod, so the first being because the importance of to export all the tin to Port Well.
Yeah.
So Port Well was named after the first British resident, Port Well. So the line was done, and they bring in the Indian laborers. So that's where you see the Chinese, the Indian, and then the Malay capitalists, holding some share on that. And then in the old Taiping, you can see the Malay sector, you can see the British quarters, and you can see the Chinese. So these are in 1881. And together they brought the British administration style and town planning was later on, actually during the history of town planning department, during the war, the headquarters actually was in Maxwell Hill.
Oh.
Not many people know about that. So
We
for a
don't
few,
know
then
that.
later on they were bring to KL.
Yeah.
So I still remember when I was young, during 1950s, the late 50s, right? You can still see every Sunday the British anak dia orang naik kuda, on the road.
On the road.
Yeah, so they were naik kuda.
Circle Taman Tasik.
Taman Tasik from the railway station, and I can still vividly lah, because I was staying in the railway quarters.
That was in
1958.
58.
I was only about 3 years old.
It's not even born
5 years
yet.
old.
Yeah. But it was so significant, all of the history that you just tell us just now, that I thought that all cities are supposedly to be like Taiping, but it's when I grow up, I learned that not everything that a Taiping has, other city had.
Oh, there are the common feature.
Yeah.
Right, Taiping, Penang, Georgetown, Ipoh, Seremban, KL.
Yeah.
Same feature, British style of.
Exactly.
Right, you have the Padang, you got the church, you
Yeah.
got the city hall,
Yes.
then you got the barrack, you got the admin.
Yes.
Every Sunday, the British will go to the Padang. In fact, they also call nama pun Padang, They use Padang instead
They use
of Hill.
Padang. Exactly.
So they used to go to church. Lepas church, they go and play cricket. And then they go and have their beer, dekat the clubhouse.
Yeah.
And
And that's why the
lifestyle.
existence of the clubhouse.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that in a sense, British style of planning.
Yeah.
Tapi that doesn't mean that the non-British punya towns like Kota Baru or Kota Terengganu, that they don't have planning. Ada. But they are based on a bit more influence from Iran and the Middle East.
A lot of other
The
influence.
Padang tu dia panggil they call it a term, but anyway, they also have certain type of planning. Tapi not is it macam British lah. British very structured.
Yeah, very structured.
And all security dan sebagainya.
Yeah, exactly.
So in a way, and during my school years, we do have Peace Corps from US, from UK to come and teach. And these are influence. And then we listen to.
Do mention your school name, Haji.
King
Such an-
Edward. Now, this year actually the Taiping town is celebrating 150 years.
150
50
years.
This is actually part of it.
Yeah.
We used as we were growing up, we read Bino, British book, comic book. We listen to radio RAAF and Radio
What's that?
Singapore.
Oh.
Singapore, no, because they play a lot of songs yang very, and that's where I grew up with that during the pop ye kan. That was during the
That was in 60s.
60s.
Yeah.
Tapi we listen to outside, the influence. Kita very influenced by British rock or pop.
So even though we have
We have a
gained the
lot,
independence,
Yeah.
they still come and,
Still.
like share
Yeah.
their...
The early days of RTM also a lot of program they do. They also have music, juara kegiran. Like now you all have MTV kan. Dulu we have that Bakat TV and all that. And their influence. Okay. A lot of things. British taught education was in English, right? My late dad can speak English of course lah. Tamil, Cantonese because they are so inclusive lah. Dulu punya